Welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. My name is Doug, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Today we're going to make my mom's homemade manicotti, or you can say manicotti, and it's her own recipe I have right here. Stay tuned. Okay, so welcome back. So yes, this is her recipe. I still have her card, probably about, I'd say about, well, it was when I moved into my first home back in 2000. And I asked my mom, I said, hey, can you give me all your recipes? Write them down for me, because, she was a wonderful cook, awesome cook. She could bake, she can cook, she did everything. And so when I moved into my new home, I asked her if I could have her recipes, and she wrote them down for me. And 6 years later, she passed away, and it was in 2006. And of course, they say when you lose your mom, not only do you lose love, but you lose your entire world. And that is, for me, totally true. I mean, I was super close to my parents, and I first lost my dad in 2004, and then my mom in 2006. And the year she passed away, I was in a total fog. I really was, and I really don't remember too much that year. Few things, but it was very devastating for me. And I was only in my 30s, early to mid 30s, and it was hard, But one thing I was so thankful for, that I got her to give me her recipes. And so when I make her recipes, I automatically think of her. And no matter when I cook, actually, I think of her. And so it's so wonderful to see her handwriting. And we're going to make her homemade manicotti today. So stay tuned. Okay, so welcome back. So I'm just going to give you her recipe, and I'm going to show you how I tweaked it just very slightly, and show you exactly how to make your homemade pasta noodle for it, and also the filling. So we're going to start with the pasta noodle recipe. It almost is like a crepe, but it's a little thicker than a crepe. So you'll need 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of milk, 4 eggs. She wrote, make a smooth dough, use Pam spray or brush very little oil in a frying pan, about 5-inch size. Low flame, pour approximately a small little dipper of batter into the pan evenly, and you're going to move the pan from side to side. And when the batter is set, you remove, but you don't want to brown the batter. Do not brown the batter. That's all she wrote for the dough. For the filling, she wrote, use 15 ounces of ricotta, 1 extra large egg, diced mozzarella, approximately 3/4 of a cup. And that's the part where I'm going to show you how I changed it a little bit. Grated cheese to taste, approximately 1 tablespoon of dried parsley, fresh parsley. You do a little bit more if you're not using dry. Mix, then add to each manicotti center. So the noodles, you'll add it to the center, and then you're going to fold one side over and then fold the other side over. You're going to put in a 2.5-inch high to 9 to 10 inch long baking dish. So I'm using this baking dish here, this is an 8 by 11. So it's close. First, add sauce. Layer in pan, add more sauce, and you're going to bake it at 325 for 20 minutes or so. Those are her exact words. So I'm going to show you how I make it using her recipe but also incorporating my little changes here and there. Stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the manicotti noodle, or the dough for the noodle, or the pasta. All right, so we're gonna use 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and I'm gonna be using 4 large eggs. I got my 4 eggs, and then I'm going to use my 1 cup of whole milk. Now she says make smooth, so I'm going to use a whisk. I'm not sure if she used a blender. I really don't remember if she used a blender, but I'm just going to use a whisk and blend that together really well. So I'm just using a whisk to do this, and you want to do it for a couple of minutes until it's nice and smooth, just like Mama said. Perfect. So nice and smooth. Okay, so I have a little Pam spray. I'm putting the flame on a low to medium heat. I have a I have a plate here. I have a plate over here that is to, once the noodle is done, to place it over there. I'm going to use a dipper. That's the dipper I'm going to use. And just to make sure the flame's not too high. So I'm going to get just a little in the dipper. And watch what I do. Pour it in the center. And then I'm going to just swirl it around. Now the first one usually doesn't turn out that great. I think the pan needed to be just a little bit, the pan needed to be a little bit hotter. You can see how I moved the pan around, and it's going to kind of set. Okay, I wanted to show you one more. So you put in the pan, you twist the pan, you keep letting it drip off the ladle, you fill in any little spots that might form. Keep it over the heat, and what you're going to see is you're going to start to see it curl up just a little bit on the sides, and then this part in the middle is going to set. That's how you know it's done. And once again, I use a spatula and also a fork just to lift it up. Now you don't want to brown it, you just want it to be sort of like that color, but you do want it cooked and you want it set. So some of you might say, well, how long does this take? Well, it's really like, I don't know, I didn't time it. It could be like 30 seconds or so. Just keep an eye on it. And you can kind of see right now how over here at the edge it's starting to curl just a little bit. And this is really setting. And notice how it could be moved. So it's really about, you figure around 30 seconds or so maybe. See, it's curling. So I can see that this is set, and then that is done. Okay, so the manicotti noodles are done, and you can see what a beautiful color they are. That's exactly what they should look like. And it wasn't that hard, really. You just got to make sure that you have like a crepe pan, a frying pan, and kind of just twirl that pan. So you want it kind of even all around the best you can. But yeah, this is the manicotti noodle, and we're going to start working on our filling now. Stay tuned. So you need a large bowl, and we're going to use 15 ounces of ricotta. So it just comes in this container here. Let me just add it to this bowl here. You just want to kind of mash it up a little bit. So we got our ricotta, or ricotta. And we're going to use 1 large egg. And then she said diced mozzarella. Now, I'm using Bella Vitano cheese. It is so good. It has a little nutty flavor to it. It's garlic and herb. And Bella Vitano, I'm going to show you a picture. And I just love this cheese. So that's the only difference that I'm doing. My mom just used regular mozzarella or mozzarella cheese, and she diced it up and she used approximately 3/4 of a cup. This is a little less than a half a cup because it's very strong. So I'm using that cheese. I'm going to put that cheese in there. Then grated other cheese. So I'm using, she just put grated cheese to taste. So I think she could have used maybe Parmesan. I'm not sure, but I'm going to use Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. I'm using an Italian blend, and this is all 1/4 of a cup. I'm using mozzarella and Parmesan, regular Parmesan mixed together. And then 1/4 of just regular mozzarella. All right, or mozzarella. Then she said she uses, let's see, a tablespoon of dried parsley, or if you're using fresh parsley, more. So I have a heaping tablespoon of chopped parsley, and just a little bit more, actually. I'm just going to add that. So a real heaping tablespoon of chopped fresh parsley. And I'm just going to mix all that together using a wooden spoon. I'm just going to add just a tiny bit of salt and a tiny bit of pepper. Just using a tiny bit of salt. Maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon. And the same with the pepper. And just stir that together. I'm not going to use any Italian seasoning or anything like that, because Manicotti it's supposed to be very creamy, light in flavor. So I think with that Bella Vitano cheese, that's really going to increase the flavor. So I don't want it any more than that. Okay, but this is our mixture right here. Very simple. Okay, looks just like that. Now I'm going to show you how to fill each Manicotti or Manicotti noodle. Okay, so in your Pyrex dish here, we're going to add our sauce first. And you can make your own homemade sauce. You can use store-bought, whatever you want. Okay, it's up to you. I know we're all busy, and sometimes Prego or Ragu just just comes in handy, but I love making my own homemade Italian sauce. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to put that to the side now. Now we're going to fill our noodle. So here is our noodle, and I'm just getting the mixture here. I'm going to use about a tablespoon, put it in the middle, probably about that amount. That looks good. And then you fold it once and you fold it over this way, and that is all you do. Very simple. And then what we're going to do is place it in our baking dish, just like that. All right. See how simple that was? So let's do another one. Okay, here's my noodle. My manicotti. Fold it once, fold it twice, and that is it. Put it in my dish, baking dish. All right. And we're going to continue making the rest of them. So I have another baking sheet here, and with the sauce, you're just going to just sprinkle it, spread it over the manicotti or manicotti. And that's all it is. You're going to put it in the oven at 325 degrees. Let me do this one over here. 325 degrees. And do it, bake it for around 20 minutes or so. You're just gonna bake it uncovered. So with the sauce, depending on how much sauce you like, you just want enough to kind of cover it. I don't drench my pastas in sauce. That's the way I like it, not drenched so much. But this is exactly how it should look before we put it in the oven. All right, I cannot wait for a taste test. Stay tuned. Well, here they are, and it looks so good, smells so great, brings back so many memories of my mom. And yeah, what a wonderful cook she was. So I'm gonna get one, place it on my thing. Now, if you have extra sauce, you can make extra sauce and serve it with extra sauce. But like I said before, I'm not really big on like it dripping in sauce. Some people like that. I'm fine with it not having, being drenched in sauce like that. So, oh my gosh, it looks so good. I cannot wait for a taste. Okay, so you want to sprinkle a little parsley on top, make it look pretty. And let's have a taste. Mmm. Mmm. So good. So creamy. Mmm. Thanks, Mom. Thank you so much for joining us today on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe, and please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living and happy Mother's Day. Bye-bye.